Alright, so let's have some fun now and put everything we've learned into practice. Our plane's ready to go, selected, bomb system ready. Double click E space S. Right off the bat, I'm going to go into Shift F and peel off and not go over enemy territory. I'm going to get a little more height and turn around so I can start fresh here and approach the enemy from a distance. Some more height. Alright. So we want to go even higher. And we want to start off as high as possible. So we're going to get maximum height. And we're about there right now. And we're going to approach the enemy side carefully. Now the small anti-aircraft weapons won't be able to hit us, but those Flak 88s will. So we have to be very careful. Do a little surveying. Check out, see what's going to attack us. And we'll fly around again. Doing a little surveillance. You don't have to use one of your attack aircraft. You could use one of the smaller planes or a different plane to do some surveillance. But I think you can also, in the, there's add-ons where you can get recon planes. But we want to be very careful how we approach the enemy side. Even though the scenario is not turned on, this is just for practice purposes. But you can see my cursor. If I go into switch on here, go to rocket mode. Don't really have my cursor on the ground. That could be because we're too high. If we get a little lower down, the W key, now we get our information, our number. So that's one of the downsides to being super high up. You don't even get your, if you're in range cursor, that number that turns from white to red, or from red to white. So you're safer the higher you fly, but the less information you get to help you fly. So that's well balanced that way. It's a plus and negative. So let's go back to strafing. We're super high up. And since it's safe because they're not going to actually attack us, but assuming that we took out some of the guns either on the ground through our ground troops. But let's practice strafing. So let's get a little lower down. Turn around. So the higher up you go, the less information you get to help you fly. The bombing cursor and your range cursor goes away, which I think is great because it's... So let's get a little bit lower. So now we'll be a nice strafing range. We have our guidance with knowing when we're in range, and we have a little bit of leeway left and right to determine where our guns are going to hit left and right, and our cursor number changes from white to red. It goes white when it's in range for the bullets. So let's now go for an actual attack run with our bullets. And it's a little foggy and we're a little too high, but there's a farmhouse. We'll go a little lower. There's a farmhouse above, a little bit ahead. And it's just in range now. And we've really shot the crap out of that. So that was a very successful attack run on that farmhouse. And let's go a little bit lower because we were just about too high for really strafing. Now we're in really good strafing range. And we hit that little bunker there, concrete bunker. So now we can see clearer, but again, it's more dangerous because we're within range of weapon systems, but we can attack vehicles. And let's take this anti-aircraft system out. Let's try to take out some systems. And it takes some practice, but And if you get shot down, it's part of the game where, you know, some of the aircraft got shot down. It's all about balance, gameplay balance. And flying in the game is a great part of the game and something worth taking the time to learn how to do. So here's that little, we wanted to take, there were some snipers up there. So we did some good damage there. Hit that vehicle, and we killed some people in that vehicle there. Now the scenario is not running live, so it's not going to, things might not blow up normally as they would. But this is how you strafe, left and right at a height that is reasonable, and you wait till that cursor number turns white. Then up here, I'm out of range. I can't do any damage up here. Up here, cursor turns white, I can shoot. And I don't have any time needed for the weapon to reload. My weapon's always available. Okay, now let's switch to rockets. And to switch to rockets, I can simply use my right mouse button. Now I'm in rocket mode. Now my cursor, I'm in bomb mode. Click it again, now I'm in rocket mode. Click it again, bomb mode, rocket mode. So your right mouse button you can do really quickly. You can switch from rockets to bombs, but you can't switch to strafing. You have to click the button manually. Alright, so we're rockets. You can do a lot of damage with rockets, but they can only really be used once every so long that, you know, basically it's a one-time use unless you survive long enough in the air. But rockets can be used standoff. So as soon as I see the targets way over there, boom, they're within range, and then I peel off. I don't even want to fly over that territory, and I can survive because I didn't have to fly over the anti-aircraft. So I used my rockets. I right click, now I'm in bomb mode, and you see the white little point there at the bottom. So my bomb point cursor is that little white dot towards the bottom of the screen. Wherever that moves over, when I right click or left click, I think it's a left click, I will drop a bomb.
Very suspicious.
Right over that building. So that, I'm pretty sure I hit that. So wherever this white dot flies over, when I left click my mouse, the bomb should hit that at this altitude. So it's just a matter of finding the target, lining up, say the church, if I want to hit that church, and left click now. And that should have taken out the main part of that church building. We'll fly back and see it. So this is at normal bombing altitude where you have your cursor to help you. And it looks like the church has a big hole in it now. So that was a direct hit on that church building. All right, but say if I want to get an actual vehicle, it's a little more difficult. You really need that cursor. So I think I got that tank there. If I don't hit this plane up here. If not, I'm pretty sure I tracked the vehicle. And you need a little time to line up. And we should have dropped a bomb between those two. And we did, actually, you heard the explosion. So one of those two vehicles exploded. So it's very effective at this range, this height. If you directly hit a big tank such as this, and we probably got them on the side there, it might blow. Yeah, we got that huge King Tiger too. So it's with a little practice, but like I say, at this height, more than likely I'd be shot down unless our ground forces took out all the anti-aircraft batteries. So to avoid being shot down and still use your bombs, you go way higher. So the S button takes us up to the maximum height in the game, but now we have fog to deal with, and we have no bombing reticule little dot, white dot on the bottom to guide us. So now we're safer. We're safe from everything but the Flak 88 long-range anti-aircraft batteries, but we have to bomb by practice and just by intuition of where. I'm thinking, drop a bomb there. It's going to take a long time to hit the ground. And just from practice, I was able to get a kill there. But you see the balance in the gameplay where I'm higher up, safer to some degree, but I have less bombing, precise bombing capability. So that's a really nice balance, and those are the three weapons in the game. And the different heights, and the AA, which will attack you at different heights, and how they're balanced. So if I was to turn the scenario on, more than likely, if I was flying at this height, about right now, I would start to take anti-aircraft fire once they had rotated around to me, and about right now I'd be shot down. If I was high up, I would probably make it this far in, and then I'd be shot down as those Flak 88s slowly rotated and fired and blew me up. So what we have here in this game is, with the air war, it works really well with the ground war. Your ground forces can move forward. They know the targets they need to take out, which will affect your aircraft. And those would usually be priority number one, to take out the Flak 88s and then the rest of the anti-aircraft weapons, so that, you know, your air, then you could have air superiority over the enemy, and that's your goal. So that starts with the ground forces doing their job, then the Air Force can move forward and start picking off different targets as your ground forces are moving forward. So that's the end of our videos on the air war capabilities in Assault Squad 2. Hope you enjoyed this. Play them over if you want to learn the sequence of how to do this. And please like and subscribe. Thanks.